Ain't no sunshine where we from. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine where we from. 'Cause where we from, homie, you can be gone anytime. 'Cause these streets don't play. Anytime, 'cause these streets don't play. What's good, family? It's your brother man from the motherland coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Oral D Pod. For those that don't know who I am him. You heard? And today we're gonna have a lot to talk about. My apologies for skipping out on you guys yesterday. Had a family situation. For those that don't know, my son dislocated his shoulder, and because of that, I had to take him to the emergency room. But by the time I got home, it was too late. But he's doing way better. I definitely want to give a shout out to all the people that tuned in and gave supports. You know, his coach, the gym director. You know, everybody was calling, reaching out to him, and you know, it makes me feel good because it just shows that I produce a young man to be a young man, you know, not a product of this environment, you know what I'm saying, where the typical young 19-year-olds is ignorant, et cetera, et cetera. My son is not like that, you know what I'm saying? So definitely want to give a shout out to that and shout out to you guys. Round of applause, round of applause. Come on. But check this out, guys. I'm a Hebrew Israelite again. Never that. The reason why I put this on was because today, you know, I gotta be prophetic. So I thought having this song would, you know, fit the image. But don't worry, guys. I would never go back into the hypnosis. I promise you. I promise you. But on a serious note, man, there's a lot been going on for the last month and a half now. You seeing what happened in Texas, you seeing what's going on in New York, you seeing what's going on in Jersey. It's just crazy right now, right? And not only is it crazy, but people are starting to say, this is Bible prophecy. I told you this is the end times. So, you know, I said, okay, if this is the end times, let's dive a little deeper. Let's look to see if it's really end times. For me, the question that I'm gonna ask you is it really end times? Is it prophecy or is it propaganda? Right? We're gonna play some videos before I set the stage, but definitely want to play the video. I mean, what read the Bible. So we're gonna read Matthew's 24. Let's get to Matthew's 24 first, guys. Come on, let's go. Let me share my screen with y'all, Pimpin. Come on. All right, we have Matthew's 24, verse 1. I wish I had somebody to read for me, man. Maybe next time I do the live, I'll have one of my homies. Shout out to my son Biz. Probably have my son B.O. I don't know. Somebody that could read this for me and allow me to focus on, you know, the things that's at hand. But anyway, Matthew 24 and 1 says, and Jesus went out and departed from the temple. I was working out today. My apologies. Departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Right? And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming? Now, I want you guys to really pay attention to what was said just now. Okay? It says, what shall be the signs of thy coming, and the end of the world. Now, again, I want you to pay attention to what's being said. And what shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you may not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. It says, for nations shall rise against nations, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be a famine, a pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Right? Earthquakes in diverse places. And these are all the beginnings of sorrow. Okay? Let's continue. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Okay? And because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay? And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached, listen carefully, shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all the nations, and then shall the end come. Now, everything that I just read to you guys here, I really want you guys to process this. I really, really want you guys to process this. Okay? Why am I bringing this out, guys? Why am I having this conversation, starting off this live with Matthew 24? Because these were the things that were said for the end times, stating when you see these things occur, then shall the end come, and then shall the end come. Okay? When ye therefore shall see the abomination. I need some water. My apologies, guys. Like I said, I was working out today. I went running. I did like 8 laps. Tired. It says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing in the holy place, right? Remember what Daniel said. Do you guys remember what Daniel said? Remove the Hebrew, remove this from your heart. Remove this from your heart. Remember what Daniel said. Remember how these kingdoms will come upon the earth. Okay? Remember. Then, right? It says, then let them be in Judea, flee into the mountain. Now for those that know where Judea is, let's look this up, okay? Okay? So this is Judea, right? And if they coming, it says flee into the mountains. Now, there's only one option. It's either you're gonna go east into Jordan, you're gonna go up into Syria, or you're gonna go down into Egypt. So before we go, I want to play. I want to see if mountains of Egypt. So this is Mount Sinai in Egypt. According to these people, this is Mount Sinai. But the question is, did the Bible state that when the desolation occurs, flee into the mountains? Did it say that they were supposed to flee to Sinai? And if they didn't flee to Sinai, then where could they have gone? Because it seems like the only mountain that they're showing me out of Egypt is Mount Sinai. So that leads to question, right? Let's go back. So that leads to question, when the Bible said flee into the mountains, that means the people had to go up towards Lebanon, right? And if it's going up towards Lebanon, that means they then have to pass over to Europe. They got to go through Turkey and then go to Europe. And I'm speaking mainly for the Black Hebrews that said that, we went up and we crossed over and then we went in through Spain and then landed in the west coast of Africa. I really want you guys to process that. Like, all jokes aside, I really want you to process that. Now, ask yourself this. Let's take belief out the picture for a minute. Let's just take belief out the picture for 1 minute. For 1 minute, I need you to ask yourself this question. If you're fleeing Roman persecution and you go up into the mountains and made your way across through Spain to make it to West Africa, how come there's no records of you being captured in those areas? Because you have to go through Italy to get to Spain, which means you have to go through Rome to get through Spain. And there's no way on God's green earth is a group by the thousands of colored people making their way into these areas that is occupied by Europeans. There's no way are you able to get through without being caught. And not only would you have been caught, you would have been made example of. Not only would you have been made an example of, they would have records and information of the casualties they would have done to you. Now, I really want you guys to process that. Think about that. Okay? All right. I just wanted to set the stage accordingly. Okay? Because we're gonna examine Matthew 24. We're going to examine it. And I need you guys present, and I need you guys fully focused. Okay? Again, we're putting the word belief down. We're going based on logic and common sense. At the time of the Hebrew Israelites fleeing Roman persecution, which means that the Romans at the time was the dominant physical country at that time. That means they had the most military, they had the most men, they had everything. Everything. They was conquering everything. You're going to tell me, this is for the black folks, that we individuals fled. You hear me? We fled into Lebanon, crossed over into the Middle East. Crossed over to Italy and all these places, Turkey, to get through to Spain to make our way to South Africa. I mean, to the west coast of Africa. Cool. We're just setting up the stage. Let's go back to Matthew 24. Let's go back to Matthew 24. Okay? It says, then let him which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop, not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. I want you guys to pay attention to this. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be a great tribulation, such was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Okay? And except those days be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And if any man should say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs, false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonder, insomuch that if they were possible, they should deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, key word. You see that? You see that? He is not, if you hear them say that he is in the desert, don't go. If you was to go to Egypt, you're heading into the desert. So by default, the trip from Israel to Egypt is out of the picture, disqualified, because your Savior gave you a particular order to oblige by, right? It says, for as the lightning come out of the east and shineth unto the west, so shall also the coming of Son Man be. Listen carefully. Let me say that again. For as the light come out of the east, and it shall shine upon the west, also shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For whosoever the carcase is, there will the eagle be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon should not give her light, and the stars shall be fallen from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming into the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Now, for those that know that I did the live, the term tribe is a term that Europeans created to name non-Europeans. Okay? Anybody that was a non-European, you was considered a tribe. Cool. I want you guys to pay attention. How far does this thing go? Sheesh. It says, now learn a parable of this fig tree. When his branches is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, yet know that the summer is nigh. So likewise, ye, when you shall see all these things, shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass. Listen carefully. This generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. And heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of this day and hour know that no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the second coming of man be. For in those days before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark. And we're going to talk about this ark, okay? And no, and knew not until the flood came and they took them all away. So shall also the coming of Son of Man be. Okay? Then shall two in the field, the one shall be taken and the other one left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other one left. Watch therefore, ye know that what hour your Lord does come. But know this, that if the good man of the house knew and what and watched, the thief will come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be ye also, for in such a hour as ye think not, the Son of Man is coming. Who then is fulfilled, who's faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season. Blessed is the servant from Blessed is the servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all the goods. And if the evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat, drink, and with the drunkards, the Lord of the servant shall come in the day when he looketh not for him, and in that hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and garnish of teeth. Why am I reading this? Because you guys have interpreted Matthew 24 totally wrong. Not only did you interpret it totally wrong, you misunderstood what was being said. But I'm going to save this because I want to show you, or I want to propose a question. If what you're seeing now, is it prophecy or is it propaganda? Let me play this video for y'all. Get ready, guys. That's not the video I wanted to play. Let's start off with this. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. I gotta turn off the music because you get hit with a copyright. This is in New Jersey. This is in New Jersey. For those that don't know. All right. And you know, my deepest admiration and concern goes out to you guys. Who's this? My deepest concern goes out to you guys who went through this. And my brother, who was driving his I-8, had to ride through this, coming from Philly to New York. he had to pass through Jersey. When I finish this live, I'm definitely going to give him a call, hopefully, what I'm saying, making sure that he got, he touched base safely in one piece or whatnot. But yeah, this is what's going on right now, guys. Okay? Now, a lot of people are screaming out that this is prophetic, and I want to know from your perspective, do you believe that this is prophetic? Do you believe that this is the end times? And you have to show the scriptures that justify this. Okay? Somebody's going to pull out the book of Revelations, provide it. But we're going to talk about Matthew 24 after this because I want to show you guys something. Okay? Let me show you something else. Listen carefully.
Augustus DeRico. I'm the CEO and founder of Rainmaker. We're a cloud seeding company.
And YouTube, this is fair use. Please, fair use for educational purposes only. Fair use. Okay? Thank you. Appreciate that.
That is enhancing precipitation via advanced radar and also drones for the sake of supplementing water supplies for farms, cities, reservoirs, and wildlife throughout the United States. Our ultimate vision is to end water scarcity, and we've begun that mission already. I'm testifying to not oppose the spirit of this bill, which I think is well-founded, but the current configuration of the bill that I think would impede this mission for ending water scarcity and also for bringing the best-in-class technology to Florida and the rest of the United States. And so the first point that I'd like to make is the difference between solar radiation management and cloud seeding. And so Senator Garcia did bring this up briefly. Solar radiation management is a very new technology. It's not something that's been tested at length. NOAA has done some very initial experiments on.
Did you catch the word? Did you catch the name NOAA? Did you catch the name NOAA? What did Genesis 9 and 11 say? Let's continue.
Its efficacy. It is attempting to reduce the amount of solar radiation that makes it down to the planet by injecting reflective aerosols into the upper atmosphere.
So what you guys are hearing right now is a CEO, basically telling you that they're trying to do things to prevent the sun from, I guess, shooting off radiation, the rays that doesn't affect melanated people. I repeat, it does not affect melanated people. This is why I encourage you guys every single day. If it's hot, especially if you are in the regions where you only get 3 months of hotness, of heat, please, people, take full advantage of it. I beg you. This is for your longevity on this earth. Don't worry about the sweat. The sweat has to happen, okay? We are eating bad. We are drinking bad. We're not intaking a lot of fruits. We're not intaking a lot of vegetables. We're not taking a lot of watermelon. We're not taking a lot of coconut water. We're not intaking things that we used to, literally survive off. These things are now becoming secondary, and the primary things that we are intaking is fried chicken, flour, a large amount of synthetic sugar. You understand? These things are what's causing what you call cancer. Where your body sweats, your body is in overdrive. Remember, your skin is the biggest organ on your body. I repeat, your skin is the biggest organ on your body. So you sweating is like you working out and you letting your heart pump. Okay? You sweating is like you cleansing your kidneys. Okay? You have to sweat to purge out the toxins. The very first organ that you're supposed to take care of is your skin. This is why I stress ladies not to put makeup on. I stress ladies not to be putting these fragrance on. Don't spray these things on you. Get yourself some natural oil. Don't put the Dove on you. Okay? Don't put these synthetic shampoos. Wash your hair accordingly. Your hair's falling out, you need to use the proper substance. You got to change your product. Okay, your body talks. Before you catch any level of cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, skin disease, your body gives you fair warning. Your body says, listen, this what you gave me is no good, right? For example, you ever ate fast food, your body takes it, and you start passing gas, and the gas smells like an atomic bomb, and it smells like something rotten. That's your body telling you what you just put inside your body is not good. Okay? I just want you guys to really pay attention to these things. But since we got all these people here, let me run the tape back. Let me run the video back so you guys can know where we at.
Mr. Rico, I'm the CEO and founder.
And for those that don't know, for those that just tuning in, I just want you guys to know this live is basically posing the question, is what's going on really end times, end time prophecy, or is this another propaganda? Okay, I just finished playing the flood out in Jersey. The floods is all over America right now, especially in New York. But then now I'm playing this man right here, who is the CEO. Matter of fact, let him say it. Let's run it back.
My name is Augustus DeRico. I'm the CEO and founder of Rainmaker. We're a cloud seeding company that is enhancing precipitation via advanced radar and also drones for the sake of supplementing water supplies for farms, cities, reservoirs, and wildlife throughout the United States. Our ultimate vision is to end water scarcity, and we've begun that mission already. I'm testifying to not oppose the spirit of this bill, which I think is well-founded, but the current configuration of the bill that I think would impede this mission for ending water scarcity and also for bringing the best-in-class technology to Florida and the rest of the United States. And so the first point that I'd like to make is the difference between solar radiation management and cloud seeding. And so Senator Garcia did bring this up briefly. Solar radiation management is a very new technology. It's not something that's been tested at length. NOAA has done some very initial experiments on its efficacy. It is attempting to reduce the amount of solar radiation that makes it down to the planet by injecting reflective aerosols into the...
So, again, I stopped it before at the same location. This man is basically trying to stop the solar radiations, what they call the solar rays that hits the earth. They're trying to figure out how to combat that. Okay? This is what he's basically trying to tell you. How do we minimize this high level of radiation that's coming from the sun? How do we minimize that? And this is what he's doing. Listen carefully.
Atmosphere. Once you inject these aerosols, they stay in the stratosphere for years. They have effects on the entire climate. The data from these experiments, because the experiments have been so few, is limited. And so the implications of them are not something that are well tested yet. Cloud seeding is altogether different. The only similarity is that it has to do with the atmosphere. It has to do with the low atmosphere. It's a mechanism, or it's a tool that either freezes the water in existing clouds or condenses. My name is Augustus DeRico. I'm the CEO.
So I don't have the full video, but as you can go on TikTok and basically write in his name or the CEO and founder of Rainmaker. Now, again, I'm posing this question and asking you guys, do you believe that this is prophecy or this is propaganda? Because if you believe that this is prophecy, then I need you to provide with the intel, right? But like I said, we're going to go back to Matthew 24, but I want to continue showing you some other things. Check this out, guys. It's taking so long.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله.
Now, the question that I'm going to ask now is, can somebody show me where in the Bible that it stated that Babylon will be converted, the mass majority of the people will be converted into Islam? And yes, granted, I know you hear the saying that you shall be persecuted for my name's sake. That's what you was told, right? But you then have to provide me with the information that shows where in the Biblos that it said that in the end times, the mass majority of the people will be converted unto Islam. This is not the only place that's doing this. I can show you this in New York. I can show you this in Philly. I can show you this in Washington, D.C. I can show you this in Cali. They even got this out in Florida. Matter of fact, they're planning on building one of the biggest mosques that you have ever seen out in Florida. And I find it ironic that while that is being built, Alligator Alcatraz was also being built in that same state. Which also, not only that, but a lot of floods was happening in Florida. In fact, the floods was taking place in Florida first, then made its way to Atlanta, then made its way to Texas, then all of a sudden made its way to New York City and Jersey and all of these tri-state areas. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Things is a little shaky here. But I'm gonna show you why. I want to show you why these individuals are trying to combat the sun. Okay? I'm gonna show you right now. Give me a second. Come on, don't do that. Oh, I didn't send it. All right, my bad, guys. I didn't send it. I thought I did. All right, that's one. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? The other one is the one I want the most, actually. Oh, there we go. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Like I said, I was tired. I'm sitting on my couch dozing off. I'm like, nah, I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta talk to the people. Gotta talk to the people. I gotta talk to the people. That's all I kept saying. I gotta talk to the people. Gotta talk to the people. So let me start off by playing this video right here. And again, this is for educational purposes. By no means am I promoting racism. Am I promoting violence? Am I promoting hatred? I'm just standing on facts over the beliefs, okay? I repeat, I am not here to promote violence, hatred, racism. I'm not trying to offend people's beliefs. I'm not here to do nothing. I'm just here to prevent you with the facts over the beliefs. True word. Check this out.
I feel like a lot of white people like to talk and look down on black people. But genuinely, bro, do you know what a sunburn is? Do y'all know what a sunburn is? You know a sunburn is not caused by the sun because the sun is hot. It's caused by the sun because the sun is radioactive. Did you know that? When a white person's skin burns, it's not the skin, it's not the outer layer that's really burning. It's underneath, it's your skin cells. That's your DNA that's getting cooked. I feel like a lot of white people like to talk and look down on black people.
Now,
But
remember what he said? He said that's the DNA that's getting cooked. That's the DNA that's getting cooked. Now let me play another video for you. Let me play another video for you. Hold on. We just getting started, guys. And shout out to my sister too.
Black folks, there's a reason why these white supremacists are becoming more and more aggressive. If you look at what's happening around the world right now, the world is becoming less hospitable for people who are, let's just say, napkin complexion. It's becoming more hospitable for somebody who has melanin. Let me give you a prime example. The sun, the ozone layer. There's been cases of melanoma that's been rising, which doesn't make sense because over the past 3 years, at least 2 of those past 3 years, people were on the inside. Why has it risen so much steadily and hasn't decreased any, despite the fact that people have been on the inside? Why is it that the ozone layer is going away? I mean, people are saying that, well, that's a natural byproduct of climate change. Yeah, but I think part of it is that's the way of the earth saying, hey, listen, you group of people who are the global minority, you've been terrorizing this planet. You've been disproportionately polluting this whole planet, and you've been causing widespread chaos wherever you go.
So, again, I am not here to promote hatred, racism, etc. I'm just here to provide you guys with the facts over the beliefs. Now, again, every time I say something, a lot of you guys like to give me rebuttals and say things I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. I had a brother say, less talking, more videos, etc. I might just have to do that because when I say it, you guys don't listen. Okay? Let's run that back one more time. Let's run that back. Let's start it from the beginning.
Folks, there's a reason why these white supremacists are becoming more and more aggressive. If you look at what's happening around the world right now, the world is becoming less hospitable for people who are, let's just say, napkin complexion. It's becoming more hospitable for somebody who has melanin. Let me give you a prime example. The sun, the ozone layer. There's been cases of melanoma that's been rising, which doesn't make sense because over the past 3 years, at least 2 of those past 3 years, people were on the inside. Why has it risen so much steadily and hasn't decreased any, despite the fact that people have been on the inside? Why is it that the ozone layer is going away? I mean, people are saying that, well, that's a natural byproduct of climate change. Yeah, but I think part of it is that's the way of the earth saying, hey, listen, you group of people who are the global minority, you've been terrorizing this planet.
And that's the ancestors by the ways of, the creators, by the way of the El Kebulan deities that's doing this. I just want to throw that out there. That's the universe doing its numbers, because a lot of us haven't broken free from the matrix. And you guys know what the matrix is. I don't have to repeat it. You guys should know, especially if you've been following this channel.
You've been disproportionately polluting this whole planet, and you've been causing widespread chaos wherever you go. So we got a solution for you. And that's something that has nothing to do with us. That's a fact. Going into the future, you're going to need melanin. Seriously. The more sun exposure, the more UV ray exposure out there, the more you're going to need a little bit more melanin just to even survive.
And now you guys getting the understanding into why Netflix, HBO, Stars, the Disney Channel, do you see why they're promoting interracial marriages? Do you see why these so-called Europeans are now moving into the predominantly Black communities? This is not integration. This is called invasion. This is what they do. This is nothing but survival. Trump being in office right now is because of survival. They know what's going on. I repeat, they know what's going on. Look. Hold on. Look.
Black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Okay, can you elaborate as to why specifically black guys?
Yes, black guys are melanated, and I want my children to survive. And I know
Did you hear what she just said?
that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin.
What did the black guy just say? That the only way to survive in this future, you would need to have melanin. This is a totally different video, but I'm trying to connect the dots for you so you guys can get a clear understanding of what's going on. Okay, listen carefully.
So that's the way for me to, make my legacy continue.
Make her what continue? Her legacy. Let's continue.
Okay, I like that answer. That's actually a really unique answer. Black guys or white guys?
Black guys.
Okay, can you elaborate as to why specifically black guys?
Yes, black guys are melanated, and I want my children to survive. And I know that the only way for them to survive in the future is for them to have melanin in their skin. So that's the way for me to, make my legacy continue.
Okay,
So again, I just played the brother, and this is a European saying what? That in order for them to survive the future, you're going to need melanin. Now, here is the CEO of this rainmaker, and after he made this press conference with Congress, all of a sudden these floods, these weather started happening all over the United States. Matter of fact, not only was it happening all over the United States, it was happening all over the world. It was happening in China. It was happening in Bangladesh. It was happening in Korea. It was happening in the United States. I think it was happening also in Italy, some part, or was it the UK, if I'm not mistaken. But all these areas was just hit with this floods. What is going on? Now, how do you combat fire, people? If something is on fire, what are you subconsciously going to do? You're going to put water on it. But what happens when you try to use water to fight off these rays? And yet the water that you supply is not strong enough for these rays. It's going to backfire. What you guys are witnessing right now is the backfire. What you guys are witnessing right now is the backfire. Which means that this is not a prophetic event that's taking place. This is propaganda. Even, listen carefully, people, even with the war that's going on, that's supposedly going on right now between Iran and Israel, the two eyes, Iran to Israel. Let me say it nice and slow. Iran to Israel. And what is everybody 411 right now? What are the Hebrews teaching right now? Be prepared to flee. What is fleeing? Iran into Israel. You guys still don't see it. You still don't see it. What are these people? What are these guys preaching today? What are they telling the congregations? What was being told? I remember being in an organization, and this moment right here, right now, is what everybody was waiting for. Well, here we are. And now the war is between Iran and Israel. Iran to Israel. I want you guys to process that. Okay? Now let's go back. We're not finished. I need somebody to explain this to me. Remember what we was told? God is a spirit. Jesus is a spirit. And when you are in the spirit, there's no such thing as color. There's no such thing as skin. There's no such thing as racism, even though Jesus enslaved only blacks. But that's another topic in itself. But remember, we was told that when you are in the spirit, and you are in the spirit in the presence of God, and you doing the wills and the works of God, there is no such thing as race. Everybody is one. Everybody is together. Remember, this is not me saying this. This is the very quotations that's coming out of all Abrahamic institutions. But I want to play this for you. Check this out. I'm gonna play it again. Can somebody explain that now? Can somebody explain that? I remember that happened to me too. I remember the last time I went to church. I went there, and I went to a Catholic church, by the way. I went there, and I made it to the front of the podium. And the guy had the bread in his hands, and he was like, something, something, something. I don't remember exactly, but he was waiting for me to say something in return. Come to find out, what I was supposed to say was amen. Okay? I was supposed to say amen, but I totally forgot. Like you guys don't understand when I tell you that the ancestors been rocking with me from since I was small. And I totally forgot. And I was like, thank you. He was like, no. I was like, please. He was like, no. And I think I said one more thing, and he was like, no, you can't get it. And I went back, and I remember my mom's, and this was crazy because my mom went to church with me that day, and she said, what happened? Why your mouth is not paused? You feel me? And I had to let her know. I said, he didn't give me the bread. And when I told her why, it was funny, and I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't trying to be humorous. I was dead serious. Like, I really forgot what to say. Like he said, what you supposed to say? I was like, thank you. And when I told that to my mother, she started laughing. But anyway, I say all that to say, these are the people that's going to tell you that religion has it's colorblind. It doesn't stand on color. This is the same religion that's gonna tell me that Allah has to be this color and Jesus has to be that color in order for the world to be functionable. Okay? These are the people that's representing this Torah, Quran, New Testament, Enoch, you name it. These are the people that's representing it. And look at this. You don't even know how much this hurt my heart, guys. Just seeing this foolishness. She opened her mouth expecting to be treated like everybody else. And she got treated like a dog. You know when you know when a dog do a good trick, you say, "Here you go, boy." You know, that's how black people do. Like, we never feed the dog directly in there, you know what, pause. Never. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what you guys just saw. This is coming from the religion that you're saying that this is about us. This man reads the Bible better than half you guys do. He probably read the Bible better than me. Because in order for you to take on this position, you got to have a lot of skill sets. And one of those skill sets is you have to be able to control the room. You see me, I didn't master controlling the room. I never wanted to be the man that's on the scene. I like to be low key and in between. You never liked it, but I understand it. Now it explains why the ones that went to theologian school, that graduated, that was funded to come into the land is now, you know. But anyway, I want to show you guys something. Let me make sure I got it right, guys. Now, again, YouTube, this is for educational purposes only. I don't want to hear absolutely nothing, okay? Thank you. Now, first and foremost, I want to give, my condolences to the late, great Jordan Maxwell, who passed away in 2022. He left back phenomenal work. And one of those phenomenal work is the Ark of the Covenant. Okay? This is where you see who created this image? This is where these so-called Black Hebrew Israelites get their fashion ideas. Not going to the museum and seeing King David or anybody dressed like that. No. This is solely based off pictures seen online. But anyway, let's read. It said, first of all, the very word ark is an Egyptian word. Remember when I told you guys that the Biblos was a copy and paste from the Egyptian text? Remember when I told you that the Biblos is a copy and paste from the Egyptian text? The Old Testament was about, let me make sure I get this man's name right. Hold on. Egyptian. Oh, so it's Thoth. Okay? Listen carefully. It says, Thoth was an Egyptian deity, not a human. Thoth, through many myths, describe him with human qualities. He was one of the most important gods in the Egyptian pantheons and associated with what? Check this out. Wisdom, writing, science, magic, time, the moon, judgment, and balance. Okay? Who carry these same attributes, people? Who? Yeah. I'll let you tell it. But let us continue. It says, It says the ark is Egyptian and not Hebrew. Okay? Ark, right here. A word adopted from the Egyptians. It says a chest. I want to see what this is. Let me see if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? How do I zoom in? Oh. There we go. Much better. A chest. The word for Noah's ark is tabia, the same as used for that of Moses. Ark of the Covenant, a obligated chest of, I can't see that. Assesses wood, glide 45 inches long, etc., etc. Look, it says you will notice that all Bible dictionaries will tell you that the idea of a ark was stolen from the Egyptians. Okay? Okay? You see the ark? You see the you see the symbol of life? I'm getting my pendant too, man. I just been trying to, pay a few things, and after I finish paying it, and you know what I'm saying, take care of my little man and my daughter and the way. Once I get them out the way, I gotta treat myself. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even fully treat myself the way I wanted to. I'm thinking about doing a rooftop party. I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about it. Okay? Okay? You see the ark right here? Okay? This says the word ark comes from the Latin archia, a chest or box, especially one in which secret religions objects were concealed and transported. The Greek calls such a box the Sysia, a chest. The biblical reference to the Ark of the Covenant are translated from two different Hebrew words, Theba and Aaron. The later means a wood chest or coffin. This is why they put you in a coffin. Remember, you the chosen seed. The ark is within you. Huh? You have nobody ever asked why they haven't found the ark? You're being told that it's somewhere in the desert, and when the time comes, God will unveil the ark, and the ark will be used to dismantle the people, and then this is when the freedom will come. So which one? Is it the ark that's going to save us, or is it the Savior coming through the clouds to land on the ground and hold us down? Huh? Don't worry. Where was I? It says the formal meaning a box or a flatted roof building a rectangular shape twice as long the height. It could also mean a floating box or a boat, like the vessel of the infamous Moses on the Nile, for which the same word was used. The idea of the Ark of the Covenant was copied from the Egyptian, Akkadian, and the Chaldean ark shrines, which held sacred what is it? Feces, usually of a sexual nature, and was born by poles passing through the rings at the side. Therefore, God directed that thou shalt put the staves into the ring by the side of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them. That is Exodus 25 verse 14. Another holy object that Kipporith or mercy seat was associated with the ark, not part of it. That's Exodus 31 verse 7, 35 verse 12. This seat seems to have been a golden plate flanked by two concubines, perhaps placed on the lid of the ark of the purpose of rendering judgment. Remember when I showed you? Remember when I showed you what Thor, what was his characteristics? wisdom, writing, science, magic, time, the moon, judgment, and balance. Yes, I said the moon. When does the Khazars come out? When do they celebrate their feast days? When sundown, right? When the moon arrives. Where did they get this concept from? Remember, these people don't follow the New Testament, guys. They stick to the old. This is what I try to tell you guys. You don't know what you are worshiping. You don't know. We're being fed too many lies. We're being fed the lies. Yeah, you know, they took the bodies and then they brought them to very. That's a lie. Nothing like that ever happened. Think about this. These people dig up every single body part on the face of this earth. Trust me, if these people was able to dig up David, Moses, whoever, they would display it for the entire world to see, because what it was going to do was it's going to validate their book. But yet you never see it. They got mummies 5,000 years old all over all under display in numerous museums. But not one person can show me one biblical character's body, location. Come on, man. Okay? This is the Hebrew Ark. You see it? Right? You see the Egyptian Ark? You see it? You see the Hebrew Ark? You see it? You see the Egyptian Ark? You see it? Okay? Egyptian Ark? Egyptian Ark? Here is the original holy ark on the wall of the Egyptian temple. Notice it is in Egypt and not in the Hollywood fake so-called Holy Land. Okay? Excuse me, so-called Holy Land. There is nothing holy in the Holy Land. Try Egypt. Okay? You see that? These are the images that these Hebrew Israelites like to use and tell you, look, man, these brothers was Hebrews. Where his fringes at? Where's his borders of blue at? Where is it? Why is it not looking like how it is right here? Huh? Why isn't it looking how it looks right here? Huh? Huh? Remember, Egyptian Ark, not Hebrew or Jewish. But let these people tell you, they're going to say, he don't know what he's talking about. Look, man, I put this on to let you know that I've taught what you guys been talking about for years. I got 10 plus years of research and studies under my belt. Believe me. Believe me when I tell you this. Okay? You might want to ask yourself, how many other religious lies have you bought into? Here's the Hebrew Ark. Here's the actual Ark image on the tombs in Egypt. Okay? Indiana Jones had to go to an Egyptian temple to find the lost Ark. I remember that. Now, what is Indiana Jones doing in Egypt looking for an ark? Huh? I'll wait for it. Okay? You see the ark? This is the image this is the images that these people be drawing up. Okay? 1 Corinthians 10:20 says what? But that what the nations sacrifice, they sacrifice unto demons and not God. Now, I do not wish you to be in communion with demons. But you guys read the most demonic book ever created. which is the Biblos. Because what does the Biblos consist of? Every characteristics of a demon. They lie, they deceive, you might be confused. Huh? Where's the lie, people? It says the moral of the story here is simple. When we are all in compliance or all think the same, that means nobody is thinking at all. Now, we're not going to go into the fish gods and the May gods. You guys should know this already. I did a whole live about this. Okay? All right? Okay? This is showing you Lucifer. Okay? This is the definition of Lucifer. Light bearing, Latin translated to Hallelujah. 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 I told you. I've been telling you, stop saying that. Don't listen to this is what it means. No, because our people never spoke this. Our people, they know nothing who Lucifer, the devil, was until these people brought it to you. So you're not going to then try to give us the accurate name of something that somebody else brought to us. No. No. That's completely insane. I've been telling you. Okay? Morning Star, Isa. Huh? Okay? Not the proper name. The word has nothing to do with the devil. Okay? All right? Moon worship, moral order. Revelations 22, verse 16 says what? It says, I, Jesus, have sent my angels to testify to you these things unto the church. I am the root and the offspring of David, the bright and morning star. Now, when I told you guys that, don't you find it strange that in the beginning of Genesis, the devil was cast out? Even if you read the book of Enoch, hold on, I gotta show my face here. Remember in Genesis, the devil was cast out. He was in the book of Enoch, him and his man was cast down, and they was never to go back into the heavens ever again. But then you read the book of Jobs, and in the book of Jobs, it tells you that the devil was coming in and out of the heavens, and the Lord said, yo, bro, where you coming from? And he said, I repeat, coming to and fro from the earth and back. But how are you coming to and fro when you was told that you could never enter the heavens? But yet here you are. And before you guys say, well, that's not the devil, or it is, or whatever, just know that the only person that had the keys to go to heaven and hell and earth was your Savior. Oh. You guys are not paying attention to the Hollywood script. But let us continue. Let us continue. I know you intrigued right now. I know you guys are intrigued right now. Okay? We're going to go to Matthew 24 in a few. Okay? So Lucifer was cast out of the heavens. Let's get that clear. But Lucifer is the morning star. So who is the morning star? Who came unto the world by force and did everything according to what the Bible speaks about Lucifer, who did everything in that nature. Wasn't it Jesus? Now let's go back to Matthew 24. Since we setting up the stage, let's go to Matthew 24. Okay? And Jesus answered, let's start right here. And he sat upon the mountains of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world? The signs of his coming and the end of the world. People, the end of the world that Jesus was speaking about. Remember, when he was giving these parables, these so-called parables or parallels or whatever you want to call it, when he was giving this off, at that time, Christianity was probably the weakest following to man at that time. Okay? I want you guys to process that. You guys don't take, again, remove belief and let's just go based on logical common sense. There's absolutely no way is a man taking a loaf of bread to feed 5,000 people. You're not even be able to feed 100. Okay? 5,000. At some point, we got to say, yo, bro, stop insulting my intelligence. Okay? But let us continue. Right? It says, take heed that no man deceives you, for many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Right? Right? How did Jesus come into Africa? When these missionaries come, how do they promote Jesus? It says, for many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ. Why am Christ? I am the anointed. I am the healer. That's what King Alfonso was doing. He was being a healer. He was converting everybody to be like Christ. And you shall hear the wars and rumors of wars. See that you may not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end not yet. Now, from the minute that Christ wrote this precept to this very much time that we in right now, before he ruled into power, wasn't there wars and rumors of wars? Listen, it said, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. So that means you will hear war going on, and you might hear another rumor of another war going on, but the war is going on. Where did you think this war took place at, guys? You really believe? Excuse me. You really believe that this so-called horrific event took place over there and it was wars and rumors of wars? How many wars took place in so-called Israel? Okay. It says, for nation shall rise against nations and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. Right? Why am I reading these things to you? Because what you guys are failing to see is when you remove the belief and you put it based on logical and common sense, you will see that this exact precept was literally one of the blueprints and justification into the invasion of your land called Africa. This was one of the justifications. Teach all nations. All nations must know we are coming, and that's when the end shall come. The end was the end of black melanated rulership, power and control. It was over for that. Goodbye to that world. For you shall be what? For nation shall rise against nation. What's going on now? Wasn't we? Well, listen. There was a lot of people that wasn't in agreement with the Congo, with the decisions that the Congos made. And because of that, they was warring, beefing with each other. All because of Jesus coming on the scene. Nation against nation. Huh? They shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. And you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So those nations that came and afflict you already hated you because you would not accept Jesus' name. You would not accept the religion. So they already came with an evil eye towards you. Even though statistics show that they always had an evil eyes towards you. But now this right here is just another justification onto the stuff that they did to you intentionally. Huh? Huh? And then you shall be delivered up to be afflicted. Yes, we read that. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. This is what you see going on right now. After these people infiltrated, after they gave us a whole new doctrine, a whole new ideology to follow by, brothers and sisters started what? Being offended because you don't want to believe what he's saying. Brothers and sisters are offended. They felt betrayed. After all I've done for you, my brother, you telling me you're not going to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior? You're telling me that you're not going to get up under this teacher and that teacher? How dare you? I'm just saying. And many false prophets shall rise. How you think King Alfonso got converted? It was a false prophet that brought him this ideology. How you think these religions made it to your community? How are they lasting? Where is the power coming from? What are they teaching the people? Another mystical story. These Hellenistic Jews that you're talking about, these people was gathering the information of Egypt and pushing it out for you guys to see that this is their so-called, you know what? Come on, man. You gotta, yo. Okay? Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you and shall hate you by all nations for my name's sake. What religion was Cecil Rhodes following? What religion was the Spaniards following? What religion was Leopold following? What religion was Willie Lynch following? What religion was the KKK following? Huh? You guys are still sleeping, ain't you? I know it's late. Oh, it's 12:50. Oh, damn. Yeah. I didn't even know it was this late, guys. Look, check this out. We're going to continue this tomorrow. I am tired and it's wild late. I am sorry. I gotta cut this short. We're going to continue this tomorrow, I promise. Okay? Or I will just do a live while I'm going to the doctor to check on my shoulder. I'll give you guys a quick live and we'll have a conversation. All right? So with that being said, guys, it's your brother man from the motherland. Came to you guys live. Continue, like, comment, share, subscribe, support. Send this to your friends and family. Damn, I really didn't know it was this late, bro. It's crazy. I just looked up and it was like 12:50. That means about to be 1 o'clock on the dot. My eyes is about to drop, going to sleep. But anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe, support the movement, man. It's your brother, man. You understand? I'm a holler. One.